Tonight for dinner we're having barley risotto, so I'm just frying off some leeks and chorizo. I've got the peeled barley in the pan and I'm just covering it in the oils that have come out of the chorizo. I've added a lot of stock to this now along with the vegetables. I've also added saffron, chili flakes and paprika. Oh, the vegetables are celery, squash and a little bit of carrot, and the beetroot I'm going to add into it afterwards. I put a lot of water in it because the barley takes quite a lot of liquid. There's also 2 stock cubes in here. Normally with a risotto you would keep adding liquid, but I'm going to go and sit down for a bit, so I've just added extra. On this night Trevor made dinner, as he often does, and we had a beetroot and feta tart. Tonight we're having Thai green curry and I'm just cooking up the rice. I've got it in with 2 cans of coconut milk because it kind of needed using up and it makes the rice nice and creamy. I'm pretty sure I've got a giant courgette in here sitting into marrow. Hope the slugs haven't got, yeah, the slugs have got the end of it, but it'll be okay. Let's chop this off. I've given that a wash off and there is still loads left. We're definitely having more courgette recipes this week, so I've just kind of cubed it up, and I've also got half a leek, and I'm gonna put some chickpeas in this too. You can see that can's kind of dusty. I was sorting through my cans and there was a few things that needed eating up. I fried off the leeks and I'm just cooking up the chickpeas and the courgettes with the curry paste. There's actually quite a lot of liquid coming out of the courgettes, so I haven't added any more liquid to it yet. I'm gonna see how it goes. And this is dinner ready to go. So we've got the sticky coconut rice and Thai green curry.
Just making some mash. She'll use to wrap around the bits of butternut squash. If all goes according to plan, I'll be able to take the butternut squash, wrap it up in some mash, flour it, egg it, panko it, and whack it in the oven. Here's the final product. The croquet didn't brown up quite as much as I would have liked, but probably they just need a little bit longer in the oven. Everything in them was cooked though. I'm having them with some green veg as well. There's some broccoli, asparagus and green beans.
Tonight for dinner we're having mushroom stuffed pasta shells. Normally I would do this with lamb or a tomato based sauce, but I'm actually going to do it with spinach and cream and make it garlicky and like a white sauce. So I got just some regular chestnut mushrooms which I chopped up, and then I had an exotic mushroom trio. So I think we've got enoki, just oyster mushrooms, and then shimeji mushrooms. I like these little ones. And I've also got a chili and a little bit of celery. The celery is starting to dry out, so I thought I'd throw it into this pie, and I'm going to grate in this carrot too. I'm just wilting down the spinach, so it's just a dry pan. Once it starts to wilt, I'll take it out. I put the spinach in this colander. It's mostly wilted down. I'm just going to put the lid on it. It'll kind of steam it off a bit, and once it's cooled, I'll squeeze the liquid out. I also need a fresh clove of garlic, so I'm going to take a bulb off these. These are all the ones from the garden this year. Trevor's also dried out and strung the chilies. These ones are so hot. They're going to definitely be used sparingly. This is all the garlic that we've got though. It's not going to last us all year. I'm frying off the onions first, and then I've added the mushrooms and garlic. I haven't added the carrots or the thin mushrooms yet because they're just not going to take as long to cook. I've got everything else in the pan now with some black pepper. And that big bag of spinach has gone down to just this lump, which I'm going to dice up. I've stirred the spinach into the mushroom mix, so this is what I'm going to stuff the shells with. And the shells are going to sit in a plain white sauce, so I'm just mixing up a roux with the butter and flour. And then I've also added into there some nutmeg and some cream and milk. In the bottom of this glass dish I've got my white sauce, which is probably a bit thicker than I meant, but it'll be okay. And then I'm just stuffing the shells with a teaspoon, well, tablespoon I suppose, of the mixture, and I'm going to line those all up. At this stage you could freeze this dish. I'm just going to pop it in the fridge for now, and then this evening before we're ready to eat it I'm going to cover the shells with breadcrumbs. I actually ended up with 4 extra shells, so I'm going to pop those into the fridge and I can have them for lunch in the week. For the breadcrumb mix I've got thyme from the garden. I've used some of the lemon thyme, and then the rest is going to be regular thyme. And then with the thyme I've got breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese. And they are all ready to go in the oven. And this is the stuffed shells out of the oven. Sizzling away. I was thinking of doing 6 each, but now it's plated up that does actually seem like an awful lot. We'll just have to see how we get on with these. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.